This is Moments with Foo with James Foo Torres, better known as Foo, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet, hear their stories, and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success, and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Moments with Foo is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Foo.
Hi, welcome to Moments with Foo. I'm your host, James Foo Torres, but you can call me Foo, hence the name of the podcast. And today I have Jared Dalton, which he is the CEO of the Jared Dalton Agency, which is a full-service agency that helps small business owners stand out through social media. Without further ado, let's get a quick intro from Jared. So, hi, Jared, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, James. Thanks for having me on the podcast, man. I'm really excited.
Thanks for taking the time to be here. So I'd like to kick this by starting with a quick intro. So just if you can give us a quick feeling about who you are and what makes you special, let's say.
Yeah, well, I'm special because I'm me. No, I'm a 33-year-old Nashville native. I'm the CEO and founder of the Jared Dalton Agency. We started because we noticed that a lot of small business owners were not using social media to their full advantage. A lot of people were struggling with revenue, struggling with awareness, and social media can really help with all of those things. So I started my business to help a friend in his business, and then it just kind of exploded from there with referrals. But yeah, I'm really passionate about helping people reach their goals, just like myself. I started out working full-time for 12 years. And finally got my business off the ground. So I'm trying to give everybody the secret sauce to get them there as well.
Nice. So it's perfect because I like the two main things that I like covering is an introduction and then a why. And that's something that you gave us the why. Like you just want to help people. This is your way to do it. You recognize that this is something very valuable. And you have been helping me. So I can be a testimony of this. He's been helping me with my social media. Very, very, very helpful. We text, we always very active, and I just put something up, send it to him, and he just gets it to his team and gets it published for me. So it has been very helpful for me. So I definitely recommend them. So let's go now to tips. This is something that I really like for the audience to get because as business owners, we have so many things that sometimes even the smallest things we forget. So what are some actionable tips that you can tell people that they can take with their social media and increase it right now?
Well, I'm going to tell you first off, if you don't have the time to put into your social media, outsource it. And that's number one, outsource it to a company like me. Well, if you don't have the time, make the time. At least talk about your business on socials with some kind of frequency. If you look back through your personal page and notice that you've talked about the BET Awards, you've talked about politics, but you haven't talked about your business, that means nobody else saw anything about your business either. So I like to say, just make sure you're consistent with promoting your business. Every post doesn't have to be a home run, but every post brings a little bit more awareness and gives you the opportunity to be in front of somebody that might want your services. So that's one, just post about your business. And put the time into making it look professional, just like you would with any other business that you're looking at. If you're not pleased with the presentation, you're probably not doing business with them either. So just keep that in mind, your presentation, awareness, and consistency with what you post about your business.
Is there any tip that you've seen, a lot of business owners that are kind of slacking on something simple that you're like, damn, look, as simple as just taking care of this, it can help you a lot?
Yeah, well, a lot of business owners, I've noticed the tone of their promotion is typically off. And really, I think that comes from not having the time. It's like, oh, I finally got a time to make a post. Let me just post real quick. Well, it kind of comes off as you don't care about your product. So other people aren't going to care about it more than you do. So if you free up your time, be excited about your product. Don't just say, hey, I got a new product, I'll buy it. Get people the benefits, get them excited. Why should they buy it? Why is it beneficial to other people? Really spotlight your business and be the most excited about it.
And that's when when you and me have really like help each other out, because me being a PR expert and having relationship with the media and being able to deliver message with authority that then you can put on social media, like I've been doing with you, or we've been doing it, both of us been doing, right? And that's a great way to show people that you actually like, you're very excited that you have a big thing going on. Because if you invest in PR and then you distribute it to social media with authority, with intention, with storytelling, and with call to action, that's when people know like you're serious, like you're investing because like you think that this is worth a lot of value for the masses, for a lot of like business people out there. And that's why I'm taking my time to put it into an article, to put it into a press release. And then when you post that through social media, then it's like maximizing the value of delivering that message with authority. And then you become kind of like, doing a message omni-channel, you're kind of omnipresent, right? You're everywhere showing up with authority. And, we both can attest to that. We both have got great benefits from it.
Yeah. And, you talked about this term a while back called evergreen content. And I just want to remind your viewers that PR releases are evergreen content. Like when I was featured in Yahoo last November, I think, it was actually last October. And even to this day, I get people that come up to me and like, hey, man, I just saw that you got featured in Yahoo Magazine. That was 9 months ago, but it's still fresh. It's still new to people that saw it for the first time. And it really gets that excitement. They're like, wow, you're really serious about your business. I want to do business with you as well. So it really works, man.
Yeah, I did my TV segment back in like, it was like March of last year. So it's been a year and a half, almost like a year and 3 months or so, right? And I have it on my calendar link. So people, when you schedule a call with me, you see that link, my Yahoo link, I think it's always also there. And then like my social media, my Instagram. Why? Because those are the 3 major links that I want people to see, like the authority pieces, and then my social media, where you can find all my authority pieces, my clients, testimonials, everything, because I put a lot of intention into my social media with the help of the Jared Dalton agency. Clear, like definitely has helped me to show up way more, because I have the assistance of somebody. I don't have the time to be posting and stuff. I don't. And it's even with you, and so you're like, hey, give me content. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just not feeling it, or not something. Even having somebody, so I know like if having somebody is hard, like at times, because like in accountability and everything, someone doing it for you. Imagine if you're trying to do it alone, right? So definitely something to keep in mind. And something that I want to say, that it's one of the posts that actually we're gonna put out this week, that I was talking to you during the weekend. It's like, focus on what you do best and hire the rest. That's it. That's it. Just focus on your money making, where your superpower is, hire the rest. So I just want to like now for people to know where they can find you. What's the easiest keywords to find on Google? What do you like people to find you?
Yeah, well, thanks to Imperium Authority and the PR releases that I've got, you probably could just type in my name and I'm popping up on the front page of Google nowadays. So that's Jared Dalton, Jared, last name's Dalton. Or you could find me on my website at www.thejareddaltonagency.com.
Perfect. Pretty easy, simple, no complicated words. The Jared Dalton Agency. If you just put that in Google, the website is gonna come up anyway. So just the Jared Dalton Agency. Pretty simple to spell. That's how you people can find you. So just like a quick recap of the things that we just covered. So first, we started with a nice introduction about you and the why, right? Like, why is it that you like helping business owners, and you have found like social media is a great way, it's a great tool, and that's something that you picked. Then we went to the tips, and we give tips to people. Like, first of all, probably if you're already growing business, probably not worth your time, outsource it, right? That first tip is like, just outsource it, focus on what you do best and hire the rest, right? Like I just said it recently. So then the other tips that we do is like the tone, things like the tone, Another thing that I threw out there is like deliver your message with authority, leverage PR, so then you can boost your social media outreach, your social media authority and visibility. So that way you show everywhere through social media, but with authority. And that's when Imperium Authority. So, if you need this combination between Imperium Authority and Jared Dalton, great combination. It has worked for us. So definitely we can be of service for all of you if you are a business owner that you need help in this area. And the other thing we kind of like didn't really like cover this one thing, so I kind of want to add it in right now to kind of close it. What's a big challenge that you've had that you can tell to others, like, hey, I got this big challenge and I'll overcome it, like I overcame it this way? So maybe that could be a help for some business owners.
So big challenge that I've overcome. That is a good question. Oh, I faced a lot of challenges as a business owner, I would say.
I guess just to say maybe a recent one or something. Like what's something that recent, like it was like, damn, like this happened and I did this other thing, I pivot, right? Like I did a pivot or something that really helped me like to go in the right direction.
Yeah, well, interestingly enough, I'll just throw this tidbit out there. Typically with a growing business, losing clients is hard. And typically, you might panic and you might start trying to do all your cost saving measures and really cutting back on everything. Well, what I've found is that, if I ever get into a situation where, I'm losing clients, first I need to evaluate why I'm losing the client, which is always, the number one thing on my mind. But second, thinking about moving forward, I don't cut my advertising budget. So typically people will they're like, okay, well, first thing that has to go is the advertising, because that's an easy way to save money for my business. Well, you really handicap yourself from attracting that new business. So, I would just challenge people to not cut your advertising budget. When I lost my last set of clients, I actually doubled my advertising budget moving forward to the next month. And, I doubled up the amount of clients that I lost just like that. So it was a challenge, but, just invest a little more and you'll get more out of it.
I love it. That's why, like, I just want to say, like, I had it on my notes and I just jump over it. I was like, I need to bring this back because this is arguably the most important part. Like when you tell a struggle, and then because we're learning from struggles. And if we can learn from other people's struggles and avoid it ourselves, that's one of the best things that we can do. It's an investment. Like, it's like, if I save the time and the money and not making that mistake because I learned it from somebody else, that's great time spent on a podcast, for example. And I want to add to that now, look, recession, it's everybody's talking about it. Listen, it's not a secret, right? We got to prepare for it. Not because we're going to recession is the time to cut on the ad spend or PR, because if anything, this is the time to stay strong and even invest more if you can, because like in the tough times is when you build a brand. Yeah. When there's tough times and you come out of those tough times, that's when you become strong, because people remember when you were there in the tough times. That's what they're going to remember the most. So that's why recession coming up, I'm even already getting ahead of it. I'm already thinking what kind of messaging I'm going to do for my clients and for my new clients coming in. Like, what am I going to do to help them stand out during a recession? So then when we come out the other side, we're going to be like full steam. Yeah. We never stop. If anything, we can even grow during a recession, because people still need to live. People still need to make money. People still need to advertise, to put themselves out there. If anything, in a recession, that's when you need to do it the most, because you need to really target the right people and really get like out of your comfort zone and go to like and pivot to do things that you maybe not be doing just to get those clients. So like definitely PR, advertising, social media, that's when you have to show up the most, when things are tough. And like you said, like, look, you lost a couple clients, double down on advertisement, double down your clients, because and then another thing that I want to add, and this is going to be the last thing, is like, you got to be okay with losing clients. That's just it. You got to be okay with it. It's going to happen. It's part of business. Not every client's going to stay. you serve them, you lead with values, give them as much as you want, as long as you can take the feedback and everything. If you can ask for feedback, that's big one. Ask for feedback and try to see like, yeah, how can I do better? But like one thing I like to say is like shit on the should have. That's something that I learned from a post. Shit on the should have. The should have, just shit on it. Like you can't do anything about it. They can't change it. So that's the last thing that I want to leave the audience with. So this was great. I see a lot of value. We did it quick, so it's like a jam-packed episode, a lot of value and quick. So I'm glad to. Thanks for taking the time to be here. And again, just look the Jared Dalton Agency. The Jared Dalton Agency, pretty simple to find on Google. And then for me, you can put James L. Foo, Foo. You'll find it. Oh, that's my social media username everywhere. And if not, James Foo Torres, FOO Torres, pretty easy and simple. So yeah, you can search us, pretty Googleable people here. And if you want to get more in-depth conversation with us, just schedule a call with us and we'll happy to assist you.
Great. Thanks for having me on again, buddy.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Moments with Foo with your host, Foo. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we will see you on the next episode.